custom metal flake steering wheel. Tecna, copper, 1.4, 22 PSI. Everything's prepped and ready. Got sunburnt copper pearl, and then I'm gonna go over top of this with copper flake and clear coats. Everything in today's video is copper. Paint's copper. The gun's called the copper. I'm using a .008 copper flake. This flake's actually called micro root beer. It's more of a copper color. If you were to use a flake at like this color here, putting it over top of a root beer, the flake will pop really good. And I'm gonna use it over top of a copper today, so it looks, I get more of a coverage, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is gonna be just base coat here. So I'd like to clear something up and give everybody an idea of what I'm doing here today. I'm using a colored paint, and I'm using a colored flake on top of the paint. So this isn't going to be a candy flake job. This is going to be opaque color with a colored flake on top, and then clear coat everything. So it's a different way of putting down metal flake. When I go to do the Harley, it's going to be silver flake with candy color on top of it for a true candy flake job. But this is what I'm doing here today, so I just wanted to clear that up in case anyone wondered. When you do a colored flake on top of a color, you have to be really careful doing it. If you put a darker flake over top of a lighter color, it'll just look like dirt, like pepper in your paint. So you kind of want to make sure that your flake is lighter or as close as possible to the same color as your paint, or just make sure it's a lighter colored flake so it'll reflect underneath the clear coats. Hope that makes sense. I need you to be over here where I'm at, okay?
Okay.
Be closer. Higher. Yeah. No, here. Like this. Okay? You're the cameraman. So, you gotta be where the action is.
Like the Skippy toilet.
Yeah. And I'm gonna explain some stuff. Okay?
No, it's recording.
Okay, so we're gonna use a color blender as a carrier.
What color is that?
It's clear. Lockdown clear. Cut in clear. Color blender. Lockdown, cut in. I'm gonna use it as a carrier.
Here.
It's gonna carry my metal flakes over to that steering wheel.
And he's using it clear so he could do paint.
I'm gonna do like a 50-50 mix with slow reducer.
Ooh.
So I'm looking for total coverage. So I'm gonna use a lot of flake.
There's actually 3 flakes. There you go.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I think we're good there.
Where's your truck?
That's it.
Now you're God's empty.
So whatever I have left in my gun, I'm gonna take out so all the flakes don't settle inside the gun feed ramp in there. And then I'll actually clean the gun out before I do another coat of flake. So this is the cap to my gun cup, and you want to clean this out. There's a little tiny hole in here, and if it gets clogged up with flake and clears, what'll happen is your gun will start trying to suck air. Basically, this is a carburetor for your gun. Your gun will start trying to suck air, and you'll get big chunks of metal flake flying out. So you want to make sure it's clean and everything's flowing out of your gun good. So this probably actually doesn't need another coating, but I'm going to go ahead and put another one on there because I want full coverage, full metal flake coverage, so it blinds me while I'm driving. Yeah. So I turned my pressure down to about 14 psi. I got my fluid turned all the way out so the flake can pass through the 1.4 that's in there. And then I got my fan pattern turned all the way in so I can pinpoint the areas where I want the flake to go. So as soon as you pour that in, you want to start using it because you can see that the flake is making its way to the bottom. And you don't want that. So another thing about spraying flake is you want to let your coats cure. If you don't, what'll happen is you'll go to put another coat on and the two coats will meld and your flake will start to pool and settle in certain areas. So you want to make sure that it's cured. Give it plenty of time to cure. Most of this stuff gives you, up to 24 hours to coat again. I actually gave this like 45 minutes. And it's hot. It's like 89 degrees in the shop, so it's cured good. It's not going to pool up in certain areas. It's a nice even metallic coating, metal flake coating. Now I get to bury it in some clear coats. So I'm actually going to use some reducer to clean my gun out this time. The reason why is because I want to dump it back into here in case I need this little bit. I mixed up 8 ounces and I used about a little more than 6, which is it's quite a bit for those 3 little pieces, but that's what you have to do with metal flake. So right up against here, I put down 6 pieces of tape that I could pull off immediately to let that clear coat and those flakes flow out, and so it won't be such a pain in the ass to unmask it, the wood, later. What kind of guy would I be if I didn't show you the finished product?